Come on, dollface. I know a little cafe in port where the spaghetti is great and the lights are dim. Let's you and I get together after...
Let's not! And pretend we did, okay?
Next up on the channel is everybody's favorite womanizing sailor. I.Joe Classified Series number 70, Shipwreck. On the way I got it figured.
I.Joe will return after these messages.
The way I got it figured.
Now, back to G.I. Joe.
What's up, action figure fans? I got it figured, back with another G.I. Joe Classified review. This time we're looking at number 70 in the line, part of the new wave, the wave that's just hitting everybody's mailboxes. Shipwreck. He was, I would say moderately anticipated by me. Shipwreck was a cool character. Never my favorite, but, certainly one of my favorites from the 1985 A Real American Hero lineup. And getting him as a classified figure is definitely something that we were anticipating. Now, initially, I wasn't going to get him. I actually said, I'm going to get one naval guy. And they're bringing out 2 naval guys in this wave. I don't need one. So I'll get either him or Torpedo. And initially, I actually chose Torpedo. But, I thought about it. And the more I thought about it, I was like, I kind of really like both of these guys. I like the figures. It seems, what they've done with them. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up old Shipwreck too. And I did. Got this figure from Hasbro Pulse. And we're going to get into them. We're going to unbox them. We're going to check out the packaging, talk about Shipwreck a little bit, and get you out of here with some final thoughts. Okay, so starting with the packaging. This is the new version of the windowless package for G.I. Joe that we will have probably through the end of this year before they return to figures in windowed packaging. As time has gone on, I do not have an issue with windowless packaging. I know a lot of people do for various and sundry reasons. Some of them I agree with, some of them I just don't. But, variety is the spice of life. We all have our preferences, so, it's okay. I just personally don't have a problem with windowless packaging. I've, so far I've been blessed to not get any bad figures or swapped figures or anything like that. Even when I was worried about it, like I was in the Viper 3-pack video, I mentioned that fear, especially since I knew somebody who got a bad one. But I did not, and I have not. So I'm gonna keep the faith and think that my Shipwreck is okay, but we'll find out together when I open them. So now, actually starting with the packaging, which I definitely want to talk about. We've got our new G.I. Joe Classified Series. Tells you, G.I. Joe, he's on the G.I. Joe team. I guess it says Cobra for Cobra. We'll find out when I eventually do a video for Copperhead, who I don't have just yet, but I will. And you can see all of the accessories he comes with on the front of the box rather than having to turn the box around. Still got your stylized artwork, and then you got sort of a dramatization for him. Looks like he's standing on a submarine with a bicycle on it. I'm sure there's a joke about that, but I don't know what it is. And some missiles launching probably from the submarine. On the side, you got your artwork of Shipwreck and Polly with G.I. Joe Classified Series 70 on the bottom. Then on the side you have another version of the artwork in blue with the QR code, which if you want to scan it, you can do that whenever they decide to, you know, put GIJoe.com back up. You have his very tiny symbols there, and I'll get into that on the back. And then you have his render with his height, 6.3 inches. And you can see all of his accessories again. Some interaction with Polly and the hair. You remove the helm, the hat. You got his hair there. They have definitely decided to de-emphasize the file card symbols. They haven't removed them from the packaging. I'm glad they didn't, but they've de-emphasized them for sure, as they're much smaller, and they're even smaller on the side of the box. So we're gonna have to do kind of an extreme close-up. What looks like his symbols are naval, I guess naval warfare of 3, small arms of 3, hand-to-hand combat of 3, and I don't know, boat driving of 3, something like that. Here's the first one with this symbol, so I don't know. I have to look it up because, you know, now the G.I. Joe website is down. There's some resources where you can still get the symbols, but this is not one that I've seen yet. And I will put, like, in the video sort of a, you know, whatever this symbol is, I'll put it in the video in text. G.I. Joe Classified Series on the top. Crappy legalese on the bottom. And we'll get them out. Let's see what's up with old Shipwreck. Alright, so here is Shipwreck on the turntable with his accessories. And he's looking pretty good. But he's looking pretty good. There's a lot of good things here. So he's wearing his naval outfit. Classic Shipwreck outfit, and there's some things I want to point out on there that I haven't seen anybody else point out. But the first thing we'll do is look at his accessories. So of course he's got his grappling hook, which is a artifact strictly of the cartoon, because the toy did not come with a grappling hook. He came with like these weird, I mean, they're still sort of like grapples, but they were like, they're completely different. I'm not trying to show a picture of them in the video. But they were not grapples. They were like, almost like shells. And then he's got his sort of flintlock type pistol, which he did come with a flintlock type pistol in 1985, but it was actually like a laser gun that looked like a flintlock pistol. This is obviously more realistic, so it's not a laser gun, but an actual flintlock pistol, and that's kind of cool. I noticed that it does not support blast effects, so there's that. Then it's got this rope that I suppose would be for the grappling hook. The original 1985 figure did come with rope to go with the sort of grapple thing that he came with. It's got a hole up here for Polly. Then we'll look at Polly himself. Polly's looking kind of good. He's a parrot, you know, what else is there to say? There's no articulation on this figure, and I know a lot of people are sort of up in arms about that. It seems like the most they would have been able to do anyway would be probably to have his head turn. I don't know. He has a peg leg, so I guess something happened to one of his legs, but it's cool still because you can use it to peg into either Shipwreck's left arm or into the hole in the rope. So it worked out. Then you've got Shipwreck's hairdo. There's probably a little more modern take on the character. And we'll see how that looks at some point in the video. And then last but not least, we've got this small Beretta-ish pistol that I think you can attach blast effects to have the hole in them on here, I believe. I don't know if I have one to try it with, but I think you can. So it's like kind of a Beretta-ish type pistol. Obviously, Hasbro's not gonna name it as such anymore. Something I miss, you know, back in the day. You learned a lot about what weapons the military was using because they would tell you exactly what weapons the Joes came with. If it was a real weapon, if not, if it was some just weird gun, they would just kind of call it a gun or rifle. But that is Shipwreck's accessories. It's pretty cool. Of course, his belts are there as well. Looking at him a little bit closer. So I haven't seen anybody point this out, but the first thing I noticed when I pulled him out is that he has fading on his jeans because, you know, he works on ships, on boats, and when you have jeans and they get wet, they fade. I think that's a really nice touch. I like that. He's got his chest hair. Some people said they have him where the chest hair comes all the way up to his neck. Obviously, this one isn't on mine, but it looks, you know, it looks okay if you're gonna have the man be kind of a hairy-chested dude. And he's got these rank symbols on his arms. And I guess I should point out, so Shipwreck's real name is Hector Delgado, and he's from San Jose, California. He was a chief petty officer, so he's an E7. He saw a lot of combat, a lot of hand-to-hand fighting and stuff like that, which is probably why they gave him a 3 hand-to-hand. I don't know. Giving him 3s and everything sort of makes him seem better than he ever seemed to be on the cartoon. And certainly better than he ever seemed to be in the comic book, because in the comic book, he's really not, he's almost never used in any, I can recall one issue where he was like in it prominently. He was definitely just a member of the Joes in the comic book. But he's popular, so okay, cool. Give him 3s and everything. But he is very articulate, so you've got your butterfly joints. Seem to function pretty well. Your T-pose. Your elbow bend. You got your biceps curl, swivel. You got a really deep ab crunch going both ways. Waist, thighs, and knees. So he doesn't have the traditional boot cut because of the pants, but his feet do swivel, and of course they still have ankle rockers. So he still has all the same points of articulation, it's just in a different place. So there's your look at Shipwreck, his articulation and his accessories. I'm gonna get him geared up, and we'll change out his head and play around with him a little bit. All right, so here's Shipwreck geared up with all of his accessories, except of course his hairdo, which we will change out here in a sec. Everything goes in pretty good. Looks good on them. And, you know, poly even sort of pegs in very easily onto the rope. You can even probably get him in a better pose so he's looking a little bit more natural like that. And yeah, he's a pretty cool guy, man. I like him. I like him what I'm seeing so far. So let's go ahead and take his head off. You kind of see he's got the Lady J-ish head. Just go ahead and slap his kind of Dapper Dan hairdo on. So when he's off duty, you can have him with his flowing hair, if you want to do that. This hairstyle doesn't look bad. You know, it doesn't look bad on his head. Doesn't look unnatural. It's not just coming off. Yeah, you can take it off, but it's not falling off. Say so, for example. You know, it's on there pretty good. So if you want to do that, you certainly can do that. I will most likely leave him with his sailor hat on. Maybe it's the 1985 in me. I don't know. But I mean, you know, they're in the military. You know, they are in uniform, even if their uniform code is somewhat loose. So yeah, man, Shipwreck is cool, man. I like him. He's got his tattoos. It's not seeing a lot to complain about. Here, let's not even sure how I want to pose him. All right, so I'm gonna get him in a semi-action pose, and we'll do final thoughts. Final thoughts on G.I. Joe Classified Series number 70, Hector Delgado, code name Shipwreck. Man, this figure is pretty good. I don't know. I've seen some people be kind of okay with him. I saw somebody on Facebook say they hated him. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But what I see is an excellent G.I. Joe Classified figure. If this is what the wave has to offer, then this is easily, in terms of you know, upping the ante on the figures themselves, this is the best wave yet. This guy, I mean, he's great. You know, while he's not my favorite character in G.I. Joe, I'd put him at like a, I don't know, he's like a C character for me. He's not a D, he's not an F, he's like a C. And I think they did a great job with him. I don't, you know, he's very popular, so, you know, you're definitely going to have to, you know, get him right. I mean, I thought that Outback was pretty popular, but they didn't, you know, they didn't treat him the same on the regular version. The Tiger Force version is having the same quality plastic as this figure. So I don't know what was going on with that. It leaves a really, you know, obviously I'm still complaining about it. So, but Shipwreck is awesome. He's awesome. I like him. I'm gonna give him a 9 out of 10. He's great. I'm happy to have him in my collection, and I would, you know, recommend any G.I. Joe Classified collector to have him in their collection. So that's the best thing I can say about any action figure. He does his job. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching my videos and joining the channel, those who have. If you're so inclined, please smash the like button and, you know, join up, man. I got a lot more content coming, a lot more G.I. Joe Classified, Marvel Legends, Transformers, you name it. You know, I got it coming, so please consider joining the channel. For now, I'm going to get out of here. And until next time, everybody stay safe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.
The way I got it figured.